Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me on Between the Covers. My name is Bradley Shaw, and today I'm talking with Nikolei, author of the book Here, which is out in stores in September. Thank you, Nikolei, for joining us. How are you?
Good. Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Well, look, mate, you've written a wonderful book, so I'd love it if you share with everyone watching what is it about, what can we expect from you as a writer, and what is the book going to give us?
So Here is about what would happen if the sun left the earth. So everyone's plunged into this long, dark winter. And this guy who's a seminarian, so like in training to be a priest, he gets a dream. And that sort of gives him a direction which he follows to this special place called Here, where light still exists. And he sort of, the existence of Here is like this crazy magical place, and it sort of conflicts with his faith. So as his faith kind of wanes, he sort of has to build faith in the people around him and his friends. As he, finds out or tries to find what happened to the light and how he can bring it back to the earth.
Wow. Okay. Well, don't give away too much more at the ending there. So there's a lot of arcs in that story. You've got quite a lot of plot points. You've got the catalyst being, the sun disappearing, but then you've also got this character who's on a journey not only to find that answer, but also his self-discovery, obviously, of his internal faiths and his challenges and his moralities, and as you say, joining another culture or community that he's not, familiar with. Was that difficult to do? To really analyze, to really journey that, to create that construct of a plot?
I don't think I was even aware of doing that. Like I think every author has that big story in their head.
Nikolei, you're supposed to say, no, it was very difficult and I was challenged and I spent many years researching. You don't tell the readers it's easy. Oh my gosh. No, it's okay.
I don't want anyone to think that they couldn't write a book. Anybody can.
All right.
No, like I had all these ideas sort of in this world. And when I was younger, I used to like act them out like on my trampoline. And I got influenced by different things, and eventually I thought I wanted to write a book about it. So I had to like simplify it to like the most powerful and interesting story. And that was about this guy called Roman. And I think it sort of echoed my own story. I didn't even realize that at the time. But, I remember telling this girl about it, and she was like, oh, like someone going through darkness to bring the light back. Is that like based on your life? And I was like, oh my God, yeah, I think it is. But I didn't even realize that at the time.
We're going to have to delve into that, Nikolei. What does that mean for you? like what darkness did you have to come back from or find the light from? If I can pry, you don't have to if you don't want to, but you've intrigued me.
Because I grew up gay in like a Catholic family and all boys Catholic school. I think there was a lot of darkness, and I didn't know who I
identity.
Was. I didn't know if it was okay to be gay or anything like that.
So was that part of, I guess, that's where you would have created, maybe even subconsciously, you would have created that morality tale of how the Roman had to journey through this community and this influences and stuff in his his experience of life in the story. So that's interesting. That adds a new I understand now more of your main character's arc. Very good. So with that in mind, was it an intentional thing, or did you have to research a lot for it, in the sense of making him a studying priest, like embedded in a religion? Did you have to research that more and make it more authentic for his character in the story, or did you feel confident and comfortable through your own exposure to religious life?
I think I was again, it's probably not the best answer to say, but I based it more on my experience because I was taken to mass like every week, and then I'd go myself to school, like to chapel. And at one point, I was thinking about going to be a priest myself.
Really? Wow.
So
that's a big job. That's a lifestyle choice. It's not just an employment choice. I mean, that's huge. Well done. Gosh. And you didn't go through with that, obviously.
No. I think once I sort of came out, my faith sort of shattered from there. Like everyone believes what they believe, but for me, I just found more solace with my friends and like beliefs that I'd formed my own way through my own experience.
Okay. Yeah. So the faith, the religion didn't accept you coming out, didn't accept you as your choice of sexuality. Is that still precedent in today's times too? Is it? I'm not aware of that. I'm a bit ignorant. Sorry. So
this was when I was like 16,
younger.
And, probably in quite a bubble.
Okay.
I'm sure it's a lot better now. I think I've got gay friends who go to church and all that.
Good. Well, I hope it has. I hope we have changed a little. Gosh, all the influences and all the dynamics should have. So well done. So anyway, one question more on that was picking this genre, picking this fantasy, mythical tale, I guess, was that a challenge? Or was that intentional as well? Did you feel that was the most comfortable way into expressing and designing the story, or did you choose it and work to learn that style of genre in that fiction? What was writing the book? What was that for you, basically?
I think it was just what I liked reading. I liked reading about, I guess, escapist fiction, like sci-fi and fantasy. I can't remember the right term for it, but like going from a normal world and a normal person going into this fantasy world. That's just what I identified with, and I guess it was like my own form of escapism, like coming through the darkness and going to a place where I've got agency and I can discover power I didn't know I had.
Don't we all sometimes?
Yeah.
Well, good. So was it? What were the challenges for writing this book for you? What was your first novel that you've written fully?
First novel, yeah.
Well done.
It was like a lot of work, like it is for everyone. I think I found writing the first draft relatively straightforward. I even did it in different places. Like I like paddleboarding, and in one of the chapters it's called sort of like across a lake. So I paddled across Lake Burley Griffin in Canberra, and I wrote a chapter on the island there, which is a bit wanky, but I enjoyed it.
That's good.
But the editing stage was the more difficult for me because I was in South America at the time. I went on a 7-month backpacking trip through Mexico and South America.
Okay.
And so I'd have to squeeze in time
online somewhere.
Yeah, to do some editing when it was the last thing I wanted to do. I just wanted to go out and drink tequila.
Yeah.
But I think I'm grateful for that now, because now when I look back on parts of my book, I remember I was here when I wrote that bit.
So when you were saying you were traveling around South America and you had set editing, or did you have an editor who was putting that deadline to you? So how did you structure that, or did you make that self-discipline? And you wanted to get this book done? Is that what you did? Or because that's a fairly big choice, like you say, to miss out on, you know, the South American tour to make time to write or edit. My goodness.
I think, well, yeah, it was self-motivated,
Really?
but
Well done.
like, I think it was less that I'm self-disciplined and more that I just was sick of having the one story in my head for so long that I just wanted to get it out there and just get it done.
I hear that a lot. A lot of people sort of carry it and they just say, I just got to finish, got to set a time and get it done. I agree. Yeah. So what other challenges did you have in writing? I mean, this is obviously the first novel. So did you understand when you went into it how you were going to construct it, how you were going to chapter it, plot it? You know, did you know the subplots, or did you just write it and hope and sort of fill it in later? Or tell us about the architecture of your design of writing the book.
It was definitely a lot more work than I expected. I'm a planner, so I had to like plan out everything. And then even when I wrote the first draft, there were a lot of things I wanted to change, so I basically wrote the whole thing again. I sort of plotted it chapter by chapter, and like a year before I started writing it, I kept a blog, and each week I would be about a different topic, like characters or themes and whatever. So for each chapter, I'd sort of say, okay, what am I going to do with these characters, and how is the plot going to advance, and what key details do I need to say about the setting, and that sort of thing.
Good. Did you keep true to that? Like, even though you planned it out, did you find sometimes you might tweak or change or go a different direction? Like, you know, sometimes I hear that writers will write their stories, but stories will actually start to write themselves as well. So you sort of have a mix. Did you find that happening? Yeah. Yeah,
like I found that the whole thing was very fluid.
Yeah.
And just like constantly changing it. And like right from the beginning up until I finished the final edit. Well, it just changed constantly as I changed, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty much true too. Yeah. Are you writing now? Are you writing more, or is there more to come in other books? So how have you found? Did you say that was so hard, that was so much time, I don't want to do it again? Or what are you at now with writing?
So I am doing a writing certificate at Griffith in Queensland.
Oh, good.
So for that, I've got to do a lot of like writing tasks. I would definitely want to write another book in future, whether it's a sequel for here or another book.
Yep.
But
for the moment you're taking a break.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So tell us what readers are going to love and expect from this book. What do you hope they get out of it?
What I think and what people have told me is that it's just a good story. It's not like a Nobel Prize winner, I think, but it's like, just an interesting.
Oh, that reminds me, the Nobel Prize actually called. Sorry, I meant to send you that message.
Oh.
No, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Get that call. Hello, yes. No. Okay, good. No. So what would, sorry, to interrupt.
Yeah.
What would readers like to get out of it? What do you hope they get out of it?
Yeah. I just hope that it's an entertaining story. I think it's getting harder and harder to grab people's attention or interest.
Interest.
With like TV and internet and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's
and social media.
Yeah.
There's so much information. There's so much, isn't there? So much noise.
Yeah. So I think here is the ultimate solution for that in terms of books, because it's I think it's a page turner.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. There's lots of twists.
Yeah.
There's lots of surprises, and I think there's characters that people can relate to. That maybe when I was young, I didn't see or couldn't find in books in my Catholic school library.
Yeah.
Like queer characters, or
Yeah.
there's like an African main character too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a good story with real people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, just to let you know, people watching, everyone out there in the world, you can buy the book. As I said, it's available in September. So whether you're watching this before it's out or whether you're watching it as it's out, it's available in all good bookstores, online, anywhere that you buy your books, and your libraries, and also, as I say, anywhere you can grab them. We do encourage you to go to your local bookstores and support your local business, because we need those bookstores. We need them in the marketplace. We need them for our future generations to have books. We don't want all our books to be bought online. But yeah, just continuing on, Nikolei, with that, did you get a lot of support from your family or friends? Did they read the book? Did they encourage the book? Like, what was the response of your immediate people that you were sharing this journey with?
Yeah, they loved it.
Yeah.
Obviously they're biased, but they said, yeah, it was. I think my brother's girlfriend said it was the first book she got into for like ages, and she's a big reader. A lot of critiques were more like minor things.
Yep. Yeah. Just editing things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
The main thing I got was that it was just a good story that was really easy to read, but fun, and a lot of unexpected moments.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So have you had any response from readers, from other testers of that, of any public response yet, or have you not? You've not put it out too much, you've kept it closed circuit, and this is going to be its first release? I'm just curious if you've done any research on the story yourself. No?
Not like with,
other than
not with strangers, but
okay.
I've got a couple of like writer friends that I shared it with, and yeah, they really enjoyed it too, and one of them said it like inspired her to write her next book.
Good. That's always nice.
So that's
So what would you say, like, when you were developing your habit for writing, did you develop any writer's quirks or anything strange or different that you found to be yourself quite unique, other than touring around South America and stopping to edit a book? Most writers don't do that, but they should do that, but they don't. But did you have any little quirks? Like some authors will write in, bare feet, or write to certain music, or in a certain room, or, did you have anything that you might do or notice that you did, regularly?
Yeah, I had a few things like that. Like when I didn't want to start writing, I would press play on a song, and by the end of the song I'd have to be sitting down at my desk ready to write. And I just found it was easier to press play than to say, okay, I need to write a chapter or whatever.
Yes.
And for music, for some reason I have to listen to like soundtracks of movies or games.
I suppose that's visualization. I suppose the music helps generate it. I don't know, image. Yeah, I suppose. Whenever I hear Footloose, I always think of Kevin Bacon dancing on his car.
Yeah. But I guess the weirdest thing is I light a candle when I write.
Okay.
And I think it's because I'm such a stinge, and I'm
not using any electricity. I'm going to have candlelight.
No, more like I don't want to waste the candle by burning it for too long. So
So you're right quick.
yeah, so it's like, well, while it's burning, I've got to start writing because I don't want all these candles to burn out. So
That makes sense. Yeah, very good.
Whatever works for you, I think.
Yep. Okay, great. So tell us, how'd you find the working with the editor and working with the publishing? How's that experience been for you? Taking it from writing a story and then realizing that now you can create a book in the market that people watching are going to go off and buy. How did you find that experience? How did you find this journey, so the next part of the journey from the writing to the publishing?
I found it really exciting to see like my cover for the first time. I was like, oh my God, like it just made it feel so real.
Yeah.
And you guys were like really happy to take on my suggestions and to do like an X amount of drafts, even if it was like a really small change.
Yeah. Well, we tried to get it right. I mean, it is, a partnership, and I agree. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad you like the cover.
Yeah. I just found it exciting and it felt real.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, writing-wise, we're going to be studying for a while. Let me think. What other things do you think you would share with someone who came to you and said, I want to write a book? What advice would you tell to them?
Just like do it. Just do it. Hey, hang on a minute. We could get sued by Nike. Hang on, we can't use that. Can't say just do it. What does Google say? Don't be evil. No. No, just do a bit every day if you have to, and find what works for you.
Yep.
There's that cliche that like the difference between the greatest book and the one in your head is whether or not you write it or not.
Yeah.
So just write it, and like the worst case scenario is that you've made time for yourself and you've put a lot of work into something that's like physical and like something to show for your creativity and all your time. So yeah, it's nothing.
Worst case scenario, tell them to backpack around South America and take a laptop. That's the way to do it. Write a book around. There you go. Let's get it done. So, but that's good. No worries. No worries, Nikolei. Look, you've written a great book, and for a first book, it's even more impressive. It's very good. So yeah. So for everybody watching, again, please go out and grab a copy of Nikolei's book here, available September in all your bookstores and everywhere books are sold. Nikolei, thank you for speaking with us today, for sharing some of those insights. And I'm sure we'll hear much more about you and your successes as the book grows in readership. So thank you. Right. And thank you for watching, everybody.